bounty secured.
What? What? Oh. Okay, I'm gonna control my team by doing this. I hated doing that, but I had to do that to control my team so they come into one place.
The angel is trying to retreat into the void.
Listen, I'm too lazy to type in chat, honestly. Guys?
Fertilizer spent.
Guys, where?
Struggle has its benefits.
What? 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 What just happened? Yo. Over here, man. Camembert, please. Camembert, I literally can't do anything about this. I'm literally trying not to... Camembert, what are you doing?
Exolizer spent. See what you make of this.
It's like... Some people can't help themselves. They're in the throes of passion. Cascade is the only time I feel anything. That's not a joke. Like, literally something in Warframe. You'll see me move around, like, weirdly. That's it because I fell asleep. I literally sometimes, like, fall asleep during Warframe. Like, you know, I start, like, just nodding off while, like, randomly shooting. Void Cascade is the only time I stay awake. It's that bad sometimes. Because I don't know how DE can think. Like, some of the more boring missions, plus, you know, going around and farming plants is exciting. I just can't do it. Well, I mean, we know what we're gonna choose, right? Even though I believe farming is a scam. DE made so they get money from the player. Still going? Sugoi. Someone out there right now is like, weeb! I'm like, listen. Listen. Listen, baby boy, listen. I don't know why translation media is so bad that, like, that's the... When I'm watching Japanese media, there's, like, so many confusing things because the translations are never on point. Even the fans of a translation, they don't try. Like, for example, my favorite one, ho hoi! And then in English it's like, wow, or yo. Or the king ordered you to kill the demons, and I'm like, are you seriously gonna tell me hoi hoi means the king ordered you to kill the demons? I really doubt that, man. I know I'm stupid and ignorant, but I really doubt hoi hoi means the king ordered you to kill the demons. I know it's a highly efficient language, considering sometimes the entire sentence. You need 2 paragraphs in English, and then they just talk like for 3 seconds. But man, I really doubt hoi hoi means that. People are treating Japanese language like an anime reference. Yeah! Official translation, unofficial translation. Translations where they put in effort, and the translations, you know, are like on the screen in different places instead of like one block of text that covers up 90% of the screen. What's happening? How are we losing all these exolizers? Okay, how did we... Dude, I make one complaint about translation subtitles being bad and suddenly all the exolizers pop at the same time. My favorite one is when on the screen there's like a map or something and there's just a big giant text of... text. Subtitle. Are you a baby? What? What, are you a baby? If there's so much text for translation to a point of the show barely being visible, then you might as well watch the dub. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why they do that. You literally can't see anything on the screen. The worst ones are especially like when they start... Man, how do I explain this? Like, how do I explain this? The character themselves, they're explaining a big text of lore. Like, the text is covering the screen, and then there's like more text coming in, and then the character is talking, so their text is at the top, but they say a new line, and then at the bottom, and then there's like a random character in the background that they're talking, that they're not important, and then that text comes in and pushes the other text to the top, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna skip for the next half an hour in the front if you don't mind. I don't need to read any of this. I literally can't read. I'm not gonna be pausing the video every 5 seconds to read, oh no, the king said you have to kill demons, and then there's somebody in the background that is like, Ara, what's happening? Wow, look at the vegetables and fruits over here. They're so juicy, Ara. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about the Aras. The person in the background talking about buying like vegetables and fruits is more important than the king telling the hero what they need to do, or about the geopolitics of their world. Are you sure that underage maid talking about buying condiments is that important? Are we sure about that? I guess they know their demographic. Old man talking, I sleep. Underage beast girl talking, important. The entire episode is just the Star Wars credits. Yeah, it is. It literally is. Well, sorry. Okay, I'm lying. It's not 1-to-1. The text is black and white. It isn't yellow. Sorry, my bad. I shouldn't lie like that. I apologize. And even the translations that they try to be fancy. Oh my god, my ass is fancy. Yeah, your mom was a nightmare. And then there'll be... I don't know if these are official translations or not. These also include like TV shows and movies, by the way. And not only Japanese, like basically Asian media in general. Like there'll be translators that I don't know if these are official. They might be not. Because, you know, in this economy, who goes official? Was it greener jumping? Okay. There'll be like this weird unofficial translations where like they put all the text in the right places on the screen. So at the very least, like, you know what you're looking at on the screen. It's not one text of block. That puts, like, effort in. And somehow the translation is still not good. Because once you pick up a few words, you start understanding what they're talking about. And then they literally don't say those words. And the character in English apparently said those words. And I'm like, no, they didn't. Trust me, they didn't. If you get enough references of goblins and slaying... There reaches a point where a character will say a word and you're like, nope, they didn't say that word. They clearly didn't say that word. Where'd you get the translation from? But then the translation is like... I don't know how to explain it. They tried. The translation tried. They did try because well, I don't know if you want to say they tried. I mean, who tries? Instead of like just saying the character's name, they'll put the kun and chans and bombs at the end. And I'm like, is this okay? Is this the right way to do it? Because there'll be the translation that they don't put the chans, bombs, and woms. And then the ones with like the effort, they'll put it, but then they'll miss out words. And I'm like, what is happening here? Who put in less effort, the official translation or the fan translation? Also, why is somebody like unofficially translating this? I mean, not that I have a problem, but why are they doing it for free? The ones are manageable, yeah. You watching any Latin shows? I don't know, I think Latin's a little bit more reserved, no? They don't just spam entire text. I don't think movies, they'll show one Latin book, and then the entire screen is just covered in English. I don't remember that in the Da Vinci Code. Little more understanding for the actors picking wrong. Yeah, especially if American actors, they can be forgiven for their ignorance. That's when they actually try to speak it, because language itself is difficult. Yeah, that is true. Most people think like, what is it? It rhymes like in Italian? And then when they hear actual Latin for the first time, they're like, what? Yo, where's the romantic lines? And I'm like, what romantic lines? This is the language that killed Caesar. If you say that to a French person, they're like, no! We are more romantic. Whenever Latin gets discussed and there's a French person nearby it, other than them going, ho ho ho, Obelix, Asterix, lol lol lol, they pawned you. Other than that, they immediately start, you know, French is more romantic, what are you learning Latin for? And I'm like, brother in Deus, your language started civilization and ruined it. Back to language for a bit. You love how Europe is a bunch of different languages combined together and they can still understand each other better than Americans who only speak English and some Spanish. Well, you see, Europe is built differently. They understand the point of commerce and actually making money with your own allies and your own people. They, strangely enough, they understand capitalism better than most other places. What the fuck is a kilometer? You're right. Yeah, what the fuck is a kilometer? It's so confusing. You know, I sometimes ask myself this question so humbly when I wake up in the morning. Why even bother using kilometers and meters and centimeters? Well, what with the standardized like measurements? Why can't we use feet, toes, nails, nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, Is it the measurement in Canada? Well, unfortunately in Canada, because we're next to neighbors, we're forced to use both systems. Hi, baby girl, I got a Willy and 3 noses long. Willy's 3 noses long. Imagine the guy's nose is tiny. Hey, girl. My weenie's as big as one Luigi's nose. Wanna get Waluigi? Hey girl, let me come over tonight and Waluigi! Somebody just died underneath it. They got Waluigi! Actually, sorry, my bad. Waluigi sounds more poetic. It's more like Waluigi! That sounds like a threat. Well, there's a fine line between a good dick and a bad dick. I can't wait till the next Mario movie. Mario? Yeah, Mario. Mario movie just has Wario and Waluigi in it. And knowing Nintendo, they're gonna be fighting a greater evil together as friends. They show a tragic past where Waluigi and Mario were like brothers, orphans in the street that grow hard and strong. And somewhere along the lines, Wario is like, no, Mario! He's my brother! Don't hurt him, brother! What? Mario. Well, we have to keep it consistent, no, with the naming scheme. We can't simply do whatever we want. I mean, maybe Nintendo can. Like suing people for having enemies, sorry, not enemies, animals fly. What? Okay, Ember, is that cancer on your ass? What the fuck was that? Ass so fat, it's like tumors. Damn girl, you got tumors growing cause that ass is morbidly big. Ass so tumored, it's like running a cellular tower on. 1 damage taken, vaults opened 1, vaults opened 1. Why do these people get vaults open 1-1 but I don't get the vaults open? Did I not open? Salty Gaming, see that 594 healing. Did you heal the hack thing? Can't be a beaver. I'm giving beaver vibes.
Krill is a seasoned war hero with many battles.
Why does it sound like you're describing my fursuit? You're making me discover my inner fury. Thank you for your contribution to humankind. Thank you so much for that, I remember it. Your pipe still didn't explode? Ananas or ribbon mod?
Let's get in here.
90% of the time you get an ananas out of this. More like an anal ass. Guess I'll try my 2% chance of dropping a blueprint out of these. At wave 8. Why did he put like 2% chance on these items? Okay, my god, okay, take it easy, old man. I'm gonna kill whatever I encounter. But I encountered you first, so do you include it? It'd be so fun if this weapon, because of its extra hits on a slam build, can actually bypass the slam limitation. It'd be so funny, right, D? Knowing your coding, you most likely are gonna miss the... what's it called? The tenant exec. From the little thing that shoots out from getting like a penalty damage from the slam build. It's gonna be hilarious. Absolute comedy gold. And then there's like, why are people using slam builds in our game? And I'm like, because this is the average moveset for a heavy weapon. Does this look good to you, D, huh? Oh, I'm sure you double hit on a wall? Ah, see, this is how people are gonna play Valkyrie in the future. They're gonna use a rip line to bring all the enemies to a wall like the degenerates that they are, and then just use sleep slams like this to double hit them with the exec.
Weep for these creatures. They are immortal. They can and have faced 1 billion deaths.
But I don't understand, isn't it efficient, like, just to create artificial holograms that we're killing instead of, like, trapping creatures digitally in a really painful way and then using them to, like, revive? I guess they revive from 0. Do they have any checkpoints? Oh! Comedy gold, man. Comedy gold. How am I this funny, honestly? Help, lightning. Electric Eximus. The one unit that people say is not important. You can do whatever you want. They're not dangerous. And then they instantly delete everything you have. They delete your overguard, they delete your shield. And then it bypasses sometimes your iframes and it one-shots you. But don't worry, it doesn't do anything, okay? Other than all the bugginess and glitchiness from the Eximus unit with the electricity, it's fine, it's fine.
Our experiment moves to a new zone.
Thank you, your wife then moved to a new zone. We don't talk about Eximus units feeling towards Limbo. I'm sorry, what's a Limbo? There are other Warframes in this game that can control time, space, and everything, and travel between dimensions. Such a Warframe exists? Wow, it sounds overpowered, man. That thing technically can, you know, snap its fingers and send everything into the interdimensions and ruin their day. How can such a Warframe exist? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Don't talk crazy now, okay? The Eximus unit surrounded these offices to demand CC get nerfed into the ground. Yes, especially Steve's favorite Warframe, Limbo. What the humble Canadian. To be like, here's my own Warframe. I love the idea of it. Let's nerf it to the ground anyways.
Ease your mind, Hunter. There is no conclusive evidence these data immortals possess memory persistence. They should retain no recollection of what you have done to them.
Yeah, you're right, they shouldn't remember me. Because they reset from 0. They totally don't have trauma. Where maybe after 18 episodes they'll finally reveal that it's trauma. Oh wait, what am I talking about? Yeah, if only round 6? I'm bored enough that I'm gonna talk about tomboys, okay? I don't know why I feel talking about tomboys whenever I'm in the SOs. Someone's gonna be like, why is that a thing? I'm like, I don't know why. The heart wants what the heart wants. Which is an angry, unsympathetic tomboy that keeps on fighting with the main hero. And then we have to feel sorry. Am I into tomboys? At this point, I'll gladly be inside anything. The entire world collectively just said, oh no, that's unfortunate for them. Boy, do you think mom watches Warframe file content? Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know. I guess the difference between Randy Pitchford and the Lotus is, you know, one isn't an asshole boss that nobody likes. I guess that makes a whole difference on how accepted they are within the community. And they don't go around saying, hey, it's okay if you make, you know, pictures of our characters in a certain way, it's fine. Or just like Blizzard. They release new skins and they're like, wow, look at those royal grippers, man. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I guess a sin is a sin. You can't help it. I don't even know what their idea there was. The first thing they'll say is, look at those royal grippers. Also, no offense, but I mean, I'm just saying. I'm gonna say it. I don't care if I make enemies in this world anymore. Royal grippers shouldn't be left for like queens and princesses. Any normie can just have toes and be called royal grippers. I think like we're lowering the standard or our foot stuff, just saying. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, yeah, royal grippers, but it should be like a title, royal grippers. Why is everybody being called? Okay, imagine this. Imagine there's a peasant, like beautiful feet or not. Which, by the way, is the most disgusting part for me. As somebody walks a lot, honestly, feet are not my thing. I absolutely hate them. But like, why call them royal grippers? You know, like they should be kept. You know, at the very least, respect the title. It's like calling a common sword the Demon Slayer. Well, why is the sword called the Demon Slayer? Because it slays demons. Any special powers? No. Does it succeed in killing demons in one hit? No, it's still a struggle. Does it have any special powers? No. Does it heal you? No. Then why call it Demon Slayer? Because it's Demon Slayer. It's Excalibur. It's just a normal sword, man. That's how I feel when people like call them royal grippers. I'm like, you're not respecting the hierarchy of foot, man. If the next Lotus skin isn't her in lingerie, you'll fight her. You see, the real problem right now is that... Why are we talking about feet? Why not? Why aren't we talking about feet every day? I like to imagine there's a few degenerates out there. One day they'll stumble upon this video because of YouTube recommendation, and they're gonna nod. Yeah, we agree, man. Every day should be foot day. We should change one day of the week to be called foot day or F day. Oh, wait, we already have it's Friday. Yeah, fuck my ass, man. No, I didn't mean to go in, Dad. Until they hire somebody like Liger, the guy who makes all the sexy skins for the male Warframes, but you know, for female, I mean, technically for you know how the female Warframe skin, the heirlooms are not officially by them. It's just somebody makes the pictures on TikTok. Mom likes them, she gives them a like, and then she takes out the whip and starts whipping the artist. Make this, please, boss, enough. No, make it. By the way, we're gonna also revamp Ember. Why? She is already nerfed to the ground, man. What more do you want to do? Several months later. Well, not months, years. Actually, 2 years, right? No, right. After Ember, that's when they changed how many Ember... Sorry, not how many Embers, how many heirloom skins they're gonna come out. But yeah, after they crack the whip, this is it. They just buy the rights to the model. Well, not the model design, and then they put it inside the game. On the other end, Mr. Liger, the artist that makes the sexy male skins, that guy has free reign. Also, I like it how Rhino got the dad bod, and Vauban is gonna get like the sexiest skin. Also, every time on Reddit, people are just desperately trying to defend Rhino's skin. Every time they're so desperate to defend it. They're like, it's not that bad, man. He has like that virgin killer sweater thing, and I'm like, A, that hasn't been a thing for a while, and B, it's not. What do you mean it's a virgin sweater killer thing? Why is Rhino killing virgins in the first place? Also, why is it called the virgin killer sweater? I never understood that part. It doesn't make any sense.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
That's what your wife said. Huh? The entire idea about the virgin killer sweater is so stupid. Yeah, it's just a sweater that shows everything. I don't understand why it's called killer. I mean, apparently people who have sex aren't gonna die, but virgins are gonna die? They die on sight? I don't know. Like, do they splooge on sight? Is that the euphemism? I feel like they could have done a better job at marketing that thing. Also, who marketed it like that? Who's the origin? Who's the origin point? Who was the canon event? There's never enough to vary. Yeah, don't worry, it's coming out soon, isn't it? Although I'd like to know why Wally chose Rusalka as his avatar. And to vary, like, what happened there? Is Wally one of those guys that, you know, goes on the internet, is like, when people ask, hey, why do you like playing as a girl? And then he's like, I like watching a nice ass. When I'm grinding, I like looking at a nice ass. It's the ultimate form of masculinity, edging and looking at a nice ass. And I'm like, yeah, sure, Wally, whatever you say, man. Rusalka is getting backshot. Oh, it's the Netto Rare section? No. You're giving the backshot. Okay, yeah, so it's the Netto Rare section against Wally. Not only you show him the power of love, we're gonna make him watch how to make love. We're gonna force him to watch. When you find Myth Rusalka, it sends you to a game conversation where if you don't win getting it back, the game deletes everything. What do you mean the game deletes everything? Do you mean the data on the PC, or do you mean your account on the servers? Or does it uninstall Windows? Also, why deletes everything? Like, where did that come from? Is that part of the lore with Wally and Rusalka? I don't understand. That seems very specific. Because Wally is funny like that. You gotta do the awakening all over again. Okay, calm down, Satan. Calm down. Do you just imply we need to refarm everything? One chance, one chance, one chance. You have one chance. This is Iron Man mode. We have one chance. If we don't succeed, the game will delete everything and you need to redo everything in the game. All the way to getting to Hex level 5. All the heirloom skins gone. All the Warframes gone. Okay, so what you're telling me is don't engage with the Kim, right? Also, let me guess, if you connected the account to Steam, you basically need to make a new account, but because you can't detach the account from Steam, you're also fucked over there. You need to make a new email and new account on the standalone launcher. You wonder why the Steam link is no backing out type of thing. Is it because of cross-save? It's the usual D thing. They don't want to put in effort. By effort, I mean they don't want to be bothered by it. You know, people coming in and they're like, help, our account is connected, please disconnect it. Destiny is the same thing. You can back out. Yeah, no, every single game I know that has a Steam link, you can't do it. Pablo is testing out changes that you should really test more to frames on the go. Well, I have no idea what Pablo does. But what do you mean by testing? Do you mean when he's bouncing Warframes or bouncing Warframes? Yeah, no, that's the problem. They need to at least play a Warframe like for a month with all the content and EDAs and stuff, so they know. I don't think D is doing that, you know? Unlike Marathon, Soulframe has an actual chance to fit initial people. Well, yeah, of course, if they don't steal artwork, D has a chance. As long D, you know, isn't like, hey, you know that one employee that left us about 10 years ago? Oh no, that guy keeps on appearing. Is that artist's fault? God damn that artist. Wow, they left the studio about 10 years ago and their ghost is still fucking over Bungie. Oh no. They should really stop hiring that guy that isn't working with them anymore. Like, what are they, 5 years old? Yeah, I heard about that too. It's so funny because they keep on blaming a guy that hasn't worked with them for over 10 years. You see, all this happened because we had a contract worker about 10 years ago, whatever. Man, they should really stop hiring that guy that wasn't hired at all. That guy's like the ghost before Christmas. He just fucking appears, does some artwork that steals from other people, and then Bungie's like, oh no, it's not our fault. This guy did it. Dude, they're like kids. They're like children. Oh my god. These are adults paying taxes. And they're like, this guy did it. Like, literally, somebody makes a fan artwork of Ember. Okay? They literally make a fan artwork of Ember. And D, what does D do? Like the absolute thirsty savages they are, they pay the artist in order to use the design as the heirloom skin. That's what D does. Why can't Bungie just do the same? What's the problem? A few $1,000 and then the artist will be like, wow, I worked with Bungie, guys. You know, there's that one contract worker that you hire to do something, and you're like, hey, what are your credentials? Oh, I worked at Apple. And you're like, whoa! You worked at an Apple store. What did you do? I put in the lighting. Whoa, so cool, man. So cool. Prestige, baby, prestige. Reputation. He's known as the guy that worked at an Apple store, fixing their lighting. Wow, prestige, baby, absolute cinema. And then Bungie's like, we're not gonna even do that. They could literally hire the artist. They could just pay for the design. That's it. It's not even a few $100s. They have the budget. You don't understand. They have the budget of one sandwich, apparently. Or I don't know, they become a vassal state to Sony after all the other failures they had. Sorry, my bad, that is too much. What is happening is they need to make sure they're paying back Sony as a vassal state. Oh yeah, they need to pay all those people that remove content from Destiny. It's not easy, man, it's not easy. The life of a Bungie employee. Waking up, pressing delete on a bunch of content. Man, we gotta, you know, we gotta show respect to the true heroes out there. Marathon is cooked right now. That's the irony, they didn't cook it enough. They cooked too hard in the wrong direction. The instructions were so unclear, they got their dick stuck in it. I mean, they can't even hire a PR manager. They keep on using, like, the same excuse, word by word. It was a contract worker that stole the art, it wasn't us. Word by word. Where are they finding all these contract workers that steal the artwork? I don't understand. What is this epidemic of contract stealing artists up there? I don't understand, and they all belong with Bungie. It happened 5 times. Yeah, only 5 times. Only 5 times. Or should I say, only been caught 5 times? You know, it's like a cheating spouse. Bungie has not learned a singular thing from the experience the first time. No, they aren't. They're like that meme. How many times do I need to teach this lesson, old man? They have the powers, the ability to make good content. This has been shown, but anytime they do, immediately go back to snoozing. It's a hard life, man. What, do you expect them to work? Easy, man, easy. What you asking them to work for? You can't simply go around asking people to work. Nowadays, how's the hag done a better job? because she scours the internet like the ravenous monster, and then they see Ember, somebody draw Ember artwork, and they're like, we want this in our game. Yeah, they are ravenous. They can't be stopped. Why do you think the Vatican took so long to find a new pope? They were fighting against the forces of evil. Sorry, the forces of ravenous. One of the deadly sins. Also, you have a question. Would you rather have a low budget, less than $1 game, use AI for voice acting, or use the worst actual voice acting known to man? Honestly, worst voice acting. At least it has charm. Like those memes from Sega back in the day when they did like the English revision of their games. Like, what was it? Not the Typing of the Dead. What is that game called? House of the Dead. I played a few indie games where it's from like Russia, and the guy had the girlfriend voice act, and she's, you know, like the word necromancers. She does the hard G on it. So yeah, my answer is the latter. Or if it's a Polish game, sometimes the voice actor will accidentally, like they're gonna say Valley, but the V and the W's are inverted, so they say Wally. Instead of I walk in the Valley of Darkness, it's I walk in the Valley of Darkness. Man, it's been years. There was a game that literally did that, and I was very confused. I was like, what's going on? Why does this person keep on inverting the V's and W's? And then I found out it's a Polish game, and I was like, oh, okay, that explains actually.
Casualties you inflict within its field will bring the contamination level down.
Queen, can you calm down?
This should not be longer.
What a strange room. I've never seen this room in my life before.
Listen carefully.
They can spawn in here. The Three Stooges.
Exalizer spent.
Quinn is like, I don't care, man. Help, something is happening. I don't care. Exalizers. The Three Stooges are here. I don't care. Exalizer. Yo, Quinn, what? Can you help me? Is it Exalizer? No, okay. I don't care. Quinn is like Goblin Slayer, except for Exalizers. If it's not an Exalizer, he doesn't fucking care about it. Help, there's a defenseless Exalizer over here. What? Midnight, stop killing them. It's one-shotting them. Midnight? Midnight, you're literally one-shotting them. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like, what do you call it? Recycling. Everyone in Europe is like, yeah, we recycle, man. Look at us. We use a little ashtray to like pick up things and put them in a corner and do this and then separate them in different bins that don't connect with each other. And then you go for a holiday in America and it's like there's somebody driving a 4x4 truck or wheel car, a monster truck, and rubbing oil on his body with like a baby seal. They're like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Are we cucking ourselves? Listen, all I know is that nature, okay, if nature cared about itself and wanted to save itself, why doesn't it create big buxomous trees? You know, it's kind of like polar bears. Everybody's like, oh, polar bears, so sad, they're gonna die. Oh, look at that picture of that mama polar bear with its babies on that last ice. Oh, so sad. And I'm like, listen, if that polar bear wanted to survive, you know, I'm just saying, it could have grown a pair of tits. Or maybe make itself delicious and people want to eat it, and then we cultivate the entire group of animals just to eat them. I mean, get eaten in 2 ways. That's their only option to survive. They don't have any other choices. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is the same story. If dinosaurs didn't want to get meteorited, they could have grown a pair of stonking tits. Do you honestly think we can invest money in trees? Imagine a big sexy ant. I just imagined the tree ant from Lord of the Rings with a pair of boobs. But imagine that, not that guy with boobs. Like, you know, I'm just saying. Oh, you know, the Mother Nature can't be surprised with what's going on. She can't act surprised. Sorry, I laughed over there. It was a joke that nobody's gonna get from a specific streamer that likes showing off void cap builds with an ogress and a serene, and then they are just sleep slamming everywhere. They're not even using the ogress to kill level 999 enemies, and their entire team is the one carrying them with buffs and stuff, with an Ashe that keeps on making the entire team invisible. The joke is then they'll say something like Ember is D tier, and Ember just needs 1 augment mod to do what Serene can do. Which, remember? You see, this is why tier lists are useless in Warframe. Why do I hate Serene? I don't hate Serene, I just hate the people who play Serene. Every time I Google like something in Warframe, not Google something in Warframe. By the way, they reintroduced the bug where Overguard doesn't protect you against magnetic defects. And the ghost fell, see, okay. Well, you can't capture it anymore, so whatever. Because when I was looking at the cool weapons, I remember, like, you know, I made fun of the Ogress. I'm like, what a terrible weapon. Which it was if you don't get the buff on it, the extra heat buff. But I Google Void Cap Ogress and literally, you know, half of the videos are a Saren or a Wukong just slam building everywhere with the entire team supporting them and an Ashe to make them invisible. I finally understood why there's so many videos where somebody will play the game and make a Void Cap build, and they literally have an Ashe to make everybody just invisible, while everybody just buffing them. I just realized why that happens. And it was so funny for me. Because I was like, you do know that's not a build, right? And then they say something like, yeah, look at us, we're one-shotting level 999 enemies, and it's basically a Trax in ghost form. The Trax basically is in ghost form. They're flying, and you know, they're trying to possess an enemy, and the guy just one-shots them with the Mudari thing, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Where was the Ogress again? I came here to see the Ogress one-shotting enemies in Void Cascade at level cap. Where is it? Where's the Ogress? I did not ask to see a child one-shot a ghost. No, you don't understand. Culture, absolute cinema. Look at me, I one-shot them. Yeah, but you one-shot them like this. You didn't do the other one-shot that I wanted to see with the Ogress. See, I literally can't see the weapon. Where's the thing that flies away from it? I literally can't see it graphically. How do people play with single DPS in this game? What just killed me?
Crystallizers.
Why does the ult have like a 3-second cooldown? Where's the projectile? I don't see it. Why is the projectile invisible? Proc statuses? What do I do with the statuses? I proc one status and then that's it. The enemies are just status and they're still shooting at me. What is it doing? Why is it invisible? And why is it 3 seconds long to recharge? This is not a hand cannon. Why is it 3 seconds long? It's not even an area of effect weapon. What's going on?
Readings are off the charts.
Quinn,
Sort of nightmares you
your ass is off the charts. Okay, does it consume ammo? It's infinite. Dude, it's better if it consumed ammo and did something more than this. I'm sorry. The alternate fire is a prime? It's a Glavy AoE? The Glavy can kill. This is not killing anything. But why would I need to prime them if you can just kill them with any other weapon by the time you prime them? It goes from enemy to enemy. Does it? Because I don't see it go anywhere. It's invisible! The projectile is invisible! I literally don't see it bounce! I don't know which enemies are getting primed! Doesn't it have the projectile speed effect? I'm sorry, did something just spawn behind us? Is the prime broken? I literally don't see it. I literally don't see the projectile. You can see which enemies it's hitting. It's invisible! Why is it invisible? Trying to downplay the saddle. Dude, there are already weapons that would one-shot these enemies. What is a toxin gonna do for me? Here's one toxin for you. Good luck. But why is it 3 seconds long? It's not that fucking amazing. Why does the alternate fire have a cooldown of 3 seconds? Is better with Lavos? Is it made for Lavos specifically? I'm hitting weapon I didn't play. This is taking way too long to kill some enemies on a headshot. They should die instantly. What, I'm gonna sit around for next 30 seconds shooting an enemy so they die? Inflation, baby, inflation. I don't have time for that. The sloppiest head if you give me the saddle. What? This isn't Dark Souls. The levels don't matter on it. If you're over MR30, you already max it out. With one catalyst. What have the levels got to do with anything in Warframe?
To go away. You may use this console to send a signal that you want the survivors to hurry.
I'm sorry, did you just shoot through the floor? Why is it shooting through the floor?
It's killing me.
Literally. What are you doing?
Tell the survivors when you're ready to move on.
What are you guys doing? Where are you going? It's right there! These idiots are gonna die because they're taking the... What are you doing? What is this stupidity, man?
Ram infested Sakat.
Literally, the enemy's not hitting ramen, so I have no idea why you're saying ramen Sakat.
You
Seva?
triggered the alarms.
Well, the door is locked, so I can't do anything about this.
The enemy has successfully destroyed all the data. This mission is a failure.
The easiest one. The easiest one. How? How did you fail the easiest one, Seva God? Why I'm playing Spy in public? Because it makes for hilarious content in my videos when I failed 5, 6, at one point 10 spy missions in a row in an Archon mission. It's comedy gold, baby. It's comedy gold. Your weeklies end up being like 3 hours long. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2... Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, wait. You know, if my mouse breaks, why not hitting him? Why is it going through you? Okay, D. Okay, wait, maybe it's my fault. Effects. SFX? Where's the graphical effects? Effects. Okay. Okay, maybe I need to put it like on high, even though like I set them to medium or low, so I can actually see what I'm hitting, you know? Why is the tracer on the Shadows secondary tied to the graphical options? It's such a cheap effect to render. Like you can render it at low or medium. Why is it hidden? Dude, there it is. I can see it now. And it's getting lost on the overguard for some reason. I don't understand. It's not graphically... It's weapon effects. It's under weapon effects. Where is it? It's just here right now. Weapon effects. It's under weapon effects. It's already on. They should render whether you like it or not. Why is it hidden? You're honestly... Okay, is it particles? Let's set this on medium. Let's set you on... You see, this is quality. That's quantity, essentially. So... This kind of sucks I want less particles, but with better quality. That's why I set the other one on low. And apparently Overguard absolutely destroys the secondary on this. Why? What is Overguard doing to the secondary? But I need to also keep on spamming my secondary in order to reload it. The gun doesn't auto-reload the secondary. It doesn't auto-fire as well? Okay, I don't know what I feel about the secondary needing to be like... You need to spam the secondary button press for it to reload. Okay, if you spam your secondary shot, it will reload it faster, but sometimes the game will refuse to reload it and it waits for the cooldown of almost 3 seconds to reload it. And then sometimes it does perfectly, just like what I wanted to, like that. That is what I expected out of it. But the original Shadow wasn't like this. I don't remember this problem on the other one. The other one you just shot it whenever you wanted. Okay, so why not shooting? Why did you bounce off the wall? It's like, yeah, that's Grenier, I don't care about it. Reload. Reload, I don't know, I shot between your legs. Your legs are not that skinny, man. Didn't they say something? Well, not the community say something like the prime version of this gun is actually broken compared to the default one. And then they was like, don't worry, we'll fix it. And it's not that big of a deal, it's like just a small fix about something related to the speed, but apparently it still doesn't work properly. How did you miss them? It went right between them. Okay, I know he hates AoE weapons, but I showed him this as correctly. It should be like the entire crosshair. The entire crosshair should be area. Just like the Glavy. The Glavy isn't pinpoint. It shouldn't be pinpoint. Why is it pinpoint? I'm not gonna aim with this gun pinpoint. Also, does galvanized shot work on it? Like multiple... How did you bounce off the shrubbery? See, I'm using big words. Just like my mom told me a long time ago. Reload, please reload, man. That moment when people pay money to buy an inferior weapon to the default one. Yeah, man. Oh, the reload completely stops if I do the roll, just like a normal reload. But it's not a normal reload. Why is it a penalty as well? That should not be a penalty. Okay, over there there was a 4-second reload. I was trying to shoot it the entire time. Yeah, shoot. I'm literally trying to shoot, man. When it works, it works. When it doesn't work, oh my god. But why is it like this? It should just work. If I shoot, I shoot. The alternate fire should not be doubting itself if it's gonna shoot within the next 3 seconds, and if I didn't do a double press, it's gonna reload in the next 4 seconds. That should not be an option. Epitaph, save me, I'm so sorry, man, for leaving you. I'm sorry, a weapon that is supposed to prime but actually kills. I'm very sorry about that. Forgive me. I didn't mean to use a weapon that takes 3 seconds to reload. I wonder how all those haters of the Truman Show feel right now. Didn't that guy, not that guy, that gun, have like a ridiculous reload time? Something like, I think 3 seconds? Or 4, but with primary mercenaries could bring it down. And it has 200 ammo. So D, about that entire thing that you guys did, apparently some years ago, where weapons don't share experience anymore with each other if they get the kill, unless it's a Warframe ability kill. Why was that change done? Like, I don't understand. It used to be like 50, 50, 25, 25, whatever is left over. I want to know who found some exploit in the game that they abused. I like how there's only like the same maps over and over again. What happened? No, seriously, why is it always the same maps? Okay, see, now this is viable with melee weapons. As I'm losing all my efficiency, it's hard making new maps. It's hard making new maps, huh? We're talking about the same company, right? Warframe? D? Sorry, not Warframe, D. We're talking about them, right? I want to make clear that the same company that we had already like corpus ships from the Archwing missions, they decide not to use them, they decide to make new ships that look worse graphically when you get near them. It's the same company, right? The one who has all these assets they can use, but instead they make new stuff for no reason. Okay, D, don't lie to me. Dodo Zoran does not have 2.3 meters, okay? Don't lie to me, this is not 2.3 meters. D, can you ever stop lying in your lives? How is 2 short-handed swords 2.3 meters with the range? It isn't, I wasn't hitting them. On the island with the Praedos, that is 2.5, I was hitting them. D, you're lying. You're literally lying about the stats, D. D can't help themselves. They wake up, they lie. They sleep, they lie. Every other day, it's all about lying for them. They can't help, it's built in the DNA to lie. By the way, I find it very funny that, for the Greeneers at least, there isn't like a gauntlet like Kuva for axes. It's very strange that out of all the melee weapons, we get like a random hammer and not Kuva fists. Anyways. What I find very strange is you have quickening that is 40% attack speed and 20% chance of like doing another combo, a combo count that can take the multiplier, and with the multipliers you get a lot more damage, 2 times, 3 times, all that stuff. So why exactly would somebody use Prime Fury? Let me guess, it's gonna be all relics, right? D, don't need to talk about tomboys? I'm glad to talk about tomboys if you give me the BP, or like literally anything so I can trade for it. For the Bratton VD? Wow, what's a VD? A venereal disease? I use too many AoE weapons? Listen, if it's a single target weapon, it needs to delete the enemies, honestly. I don't have time. If there's one thing I learned in Warframe, you either kill them or they kill you first. I mean, that's not my fault, that's what they made. D decided to teach me one thing in Warframe. CC is useless, unless it's a CC that bypasses enemy overguard. Like, for example, Ember's Tree can actually rip off their armor in Overguard. So, you know, like skills like that. Even Frost, I think, can do it. So if it's not something offensive, it's useless. That is why I don't have time to prime enemies or do anything. They have to die. Also, killing the enemies means they're shooting you less. Killing enemies is more EHP than armor and health put together. A dead enemy can't kill you. You know, it's the same thing with the, what's it called? The horse dick. What's the horse dick? The green horse dick gun. Is it the Hind D? The Hind D, it's like so bad. Like, yeah, it's a gun that does damage, but it's not gonna be one-shotting the enemies on the fucking head most of the time later on, so it's kind of useless for me. It also doesn't have area clear. So what is that gun doing for me? You can't stand around for 30 seconds shooting an enemy, otherwise, you know, everybody's just gonna play Revenant. And then people are surprised when people play Revenant, and I'm like, that's totally understandable, man. Especially on Reddit, people lose their shit every time with Revenant. You know, they're like, I hope they revamps Revenant or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I have to agree. I hope they do. They nerf him to the ground so nobody uses him. I like how I come back to Warframe, everybody's like, whoa, Warframe has never been better than this. And then I play it for like less than a year, and already we're back to the days when people are complaining that he doesn't understand their game. I don't know why every time I play Warframe, that kind of drama has to start. And then D has to say silly things. Like how Ember Valkyr, sorry, not Ember Valkyr. The Valkyr is not gonna be like, you know, bounced around void cap. It was too strong. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, but you guys do know, like 1 hour in, people are getting deleted, right? 1 hour is nothing. D had such a good streak going. And then I come back and they ruin it. It's back to the days of them saying silly things for no reason. And I'm like, why? Why every time I come back you guys have to open your mouths and say something like that? Am I cursed? No, I don't know why they said... I literally have no idea why they said those words. I literally have no idea why they said the words, the Valkyrie, you know, I understand what they mean. I agree with them. The game shouldn't be designed about void cap, you know. Void cap is something you do. It's like, you know, when people play Final Fantasy and they go to the super secret hidden boss fight that like one-shots you, and you have like to strategize on how to play against the boss fight. That very old school RPG mechanic thing that then sometimes, you know, action games try to do. Action games try to insert super secret hidden boss fight that one-shots you, but it doesn't work out because there's no strat systems. There's no, you know, you're not taking your JRPG time to strategize what your next move is gonna be. Or you make a build. It's all about skill, but there's only so much that skill can do in real time, especially if the boss has bad animations, which a lot of indie games do have. So, you know, that's a whole different debate, actually. I don't know why I'm including it here. But, you know, like, I understand what they mean by the void cap not being the thing to design around. It's just a thing you do, like a super secret hidden boss fight. Yeah, that's fine. But 1 hour in, void cap, you know, enemies, not void cap, like void cascade, enemies are deleting you, man. Where's the coming with that information that it's not bounced around that? A Grineer does 5 Grineers do 20,000 damage against the player in 2 seconds, within an hour. Even normies can get to an hour. Are you sure you guys are balancing the game correctly? The enemies are hit scan. The enemies don't even have a cooldown on their attacks. D being baka, as per usual. By the way, I love the word baka. It's so stupid. It sounds like something children would say. And then you're watching some, you know, cartoons. The irony. You know, you're watching like some serious movie, like Tokyo Vice or something, and people say baka, and I'm like, oh, look at the Yakuza saying baka, that sounds so funny. Grizzled 50-year-old Yakuza guy that lost like half of his family. He goes up to this guy and he's like, you're so baka, and I'm like, look, he said it, he said the words, man. Can you believe that? The Yakuza calling each other baka? Because the word baka, I know culturally, like, it became what it became. But at the same time, you know, to a certain point, like, the word itself, it's funny. It sounds so innocent. I guess technically it still is. I mean, nowadays, you know, like, with all the words we can use, I guess calling somebody stupid is, like, a nice word. Even though I make it sound disgusting. Because depending culturally, you know, some simple... You know, depending culturally... You know, it's like in the Middle East when you call somebody a dog, it actually has, like, it's calling essentially somebody the most aggressive tone possible, a bitch. It's like somebody calling their own mom a bitch in the worst tone possible. Over there, you know, if they call somebody a dog, because, like, due to context, it's like one of the worst insults you can actually use. Not the worst words, but it's up there. Especially with the aggressivity of the tone. On the other hand, culturally in the West, if you call somebody a dog, usually it's like, you sly dog, you son of a gun. You know, I just can't get over it. Yakuza members, baka. The older and more muscular a guy is, just saying the word baka just gets to me every time. It's just so funny. I don't know why. It's like the most hilarious thing for me. They sacrificed themselves for us. Did it for us, don't you understand, you buck? You baka! I'm like, don't you have a better word? Like something really aggressive that doesn't sound cute, like maybe something like you fool. Then again, when they say you fool, it also falls under baka, so you know, I guess baka is universal, baka is eternal. What's a thing on the internet? What's that site called? Oh my god, I forgot the name of the site. The Fortune. Oh, 4chan, not Fortune. Why am I calling it Fortune? I guess that's the average user over there, Forge. Okay. You know, man, what I literally forgot what I was about to say because I found the fortune jokes entertaining. Wasn't there something they're trying to do with a word or something? Or like they had a flag or something, you know, nationalism on the internet back then. Everybody's like, the internet is what borders. Love is love, life is life. And then they try to insert nationalism on the internet. I'm the reason the Brahma isn't getting buffed. Yeah, I'm the reason the Brahma isn't getting buffed. It'd be so funny if one day somebody in chat on the dev stream asks, "Hey guys, do you have any plans of like at least buffing the Brahma?" And then one of the devs is like, "No." Why? Because there's somebody out there that is using the Brahma and it's, you know, it's not allowing it to get buffed. The less than 10 people who use the Brahma, there is one of them that, you know, one-shot attacks at level cap. So we're not gonna be buffing it at all. You guys figure it out how it works. You see, every streamer's dream, just like teenage boys back in the day when they got excited. Teenage boys getting excited. You know, teenage boys getting excited. You know, school is so boring. And they imagine like a group of terrorists attacks their school and then they like save it. Man, boys are degenerates, honestly. Their girlfriends are thinking, God, I bet my boyfriend is just being such a horn dog. He's being such a weirdo and a creep. And internally just thinking, God, I hope some terrorists attack this school. And then I fight them off with my awesome skills. And I save everybody. And the entire world recognizes me as a hero. Every young boy's dream, defeating some terrorists at their school and impressing the ladies. And that's exactly the same dream for streamers, you know, they do something so awesome that the developer calls them out. They leave a heritage behind because they won't be having children. How am I this funny, man? Man, I'm so funny, honestly. Society doesn't deserve me. Imagine if developers did that. Yeah, we don't need to imagine. We saw with the Dark Souls community and it sucked. Some random challenge runner that doesn't know how to challenge run their games correctly gets invited to play Elden Ring at the booth because their wife left them. Oh man, I'm so mean. Please stop giving me pregnant radiance, man.
Data conduit is open. Go now.
Your ass is open, old man. Alright, don't go in. Well, at least I'm getting some radiance, so that's good. I can build up my currency to buy a Riven mod that is completely useless. It's gonna be hard to give up Ember. Yeah, for me it's gonna be very hard to give up Ember. The Warframe is considered a D class by some people. Turns out she can tank much better and do much better damage than some weapons platforms out there. All you have to do is sacrifice her gimmick of heat managing, exhaustion, whatever, Void Cascade. You should be able to remove Valkyr's skirt. Well, my bigger concern is why does Valkyr... I like how I pronounce it wrong. Valkyr. Well, with Valkyr I have a question. Why is there no cattail on her in the heirloom skin? I don't know how many people noticed that, but she doesn't have a cattail. Also, I like how people are going crazy thinking it's original artwork, and I'm like... I mean, yeah, it is original artwork. I mean, there are no Bungie at least. At least I'll say that much, so, you know, we have that going on for D. Listen, D isn't going under, so they're not, you know, essentially fucking over their employees. Apparently the reason Bungie is doing what they're doing is because their head honchos, they want to get their salary bonuses before they... apparently Sony has this contract where, like, the head studios, they want to leave. But first they need to publish one last game. And apparently that's the reason Marathon is the way it is. It's because they're just hurrying up the process. Like, that's literally it. Apparently currently their employees are worked to the bone. And of course Sony being Sony, those useless idiots over there, they're still gonna give them bonuses, right? But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, D is not going like D's head honchos. They're not trying to get like their last bonuses while ruining the company on their way out. But anyways, what I meant to say about the cat thing with Valkyr is that she's based upon the cat from what is it? Sucker for Love. You can tell it's supposed to be Auntie Nyan Nyan. You can tell it's based upon her. That pharaonic look. I know somebody out there is gonna be like, well, you know, pharaonic cat, Egypt, it makes sense. And I'm like, is it necessarily supposed to be like that? Especially the lacy clothing, huh? There's a reason that they didn't make her blue. I wouldn't be surprised if originally the promotion material was actually her skin being blue. But then they could have been like, wait, that's a little bit too close, you know. Nice lighting maps. Do you find them from the lighting store? 2% chance of these items dropping. I mean, technically D owes me these items for free, considering I was in the closed beta, but somehow my account isn't flagged as one, because I remember getting the invite from a certain site with a green face D, wink wink. Literally one of your guys gave it to me back in the day, wink wink, in closed beta. I mean, it's not my fault that I didn't play Warframe too much back in the day when, when I first got it. Everything felt like you had to buy it with Platinum, the standby UI. The UI was hilarious back then, it just had placeholder graphics, blue buttons, placeholder graphics everywhere. The customization options, the appearance tab, was literally like a painting brush. The little thing, the painting panel with the brush, something like out of Windows Microsoft Paint. It was hilarious. And then the first enemies you encounter are like the, what do you call them? Not the Grenier, the Corpus. That go rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, are they speaking Russian? Is a Slavic Baltic game? And back then, Slavic Baltic games don't have the best reputation, especially the free-to-play ones. Because the developers would make the game for themselves. When I was younger, I played like a... Was it a Russian game? I think it was a Russian game. A Russian game that was about piloting. You piloted something, dragons or dirigibles, I don't know, like ships. You know, like my animes. And it was the worst game ever because the developer just made the game essentially for themselves. They would have their own clans, they would hardcore it. At tops maybe they're like 200 people. Boomer yeah, back in my day. Yeah, back in my day. Back in my day, you kids will be suffering. Did I ever tell the story for the 50th time? How I tried to buy Excalibur Prime, the entire thing, the full set, but D for some reason didn't deliver me the package even though they got the money, so I had to spend 1 week, fighting them about this. Did I ever mention that? No, I don't have it. Because I was a student, I couldn't afford to simply try a few $100 here and there and not get anything out of it, and they still wouldn't give me my Excalibur Lato Vandal, sorry, not Lato Vandal, Lato Prime set. I couldn't afford to do that, man. So I had to do some weird hybrid chargeback under their help so my account also doesn't get closed. It was so stupid. Like a week of forth and back with emails. While writing my papers for university, I was stressed out from both parts. They didn't even apologize, they were just like, yeah, just do this. I mean, literally every time I contact the Zendesk for anything, they're like, don't ever do this again. On the other hand, on Reddit, you'll see pictures where they're like, oh, take care. Listen, it's a free game, I don't have a problem with it, but I like the customer service difference between literally everybody on Reddit and I guess the rest of society that is me, the dredges of society. I just love that. The game solos my reinforced bond. It's like, yeah, no, we don't have records of you having a reinforced bond that you bought from the, Fortuna. We don't have a reference to that, so we don't believe you. Something else happened? Nah, no, we don't believe you. Sorry, no records, no this, no that. I buy an item when I was trying to make that joke on stream, buying the Lotus skin. I mean, I'm not gonna buy the Lotus skin, I bought it by accident. Thankfully, they did refund me the Lotus skin. But it was like, well, don't ever do that again. all platinum, platinum, you know, things that you buy are final. We can't reverse it, even though they did. And then you go on Reddit, somebody like deletes their account. They delete their Excalibur Prime. They delete their sister's account, their brother's account, their parents' account. They delete the entire family's account. They destroy the servers. The servers are under a tsunami. And they's like, don't worry, baby boy. Oh, where's the boo-boo? Where's the boo-boo? Tell mommy or daddy where the boo-boo is. Don't worry, we'll take care of you. You're part of the family. Do you want tea? Do you want cookies? Let grandma take care of you. Don't worry, little one. Don't worry. We got this. We got this. Don't lift the finger. Don't worry. 24 hours later, we're done. Enjoy the game. For me, it's like, well, fuck you, man. You bought the Lotus skin. Don't do that ever again and ask for a refund. How dare you accidentally, with a confusing UI, not realize that you can't gift the Lotus skin when you could gift everything else? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Never do that mistake again, okay, child? I bet your parents hate you as well. I'm like, whoa, D, what's with the personal attacks? What's going on here, motherfuckers? What the fuck did I do to you? I swear the people at the Zendesk, what am I gonna call them? The support desk, like, have it out for me. You know, in 2018, all the nurses were the real heroes. All the working class, and they were still forced to work just to survive and feed their families. Yeah, no, Zendesk are not the heroes, definitely. They're not the heroes. They don't deserve the title of being called heroes for anything. You're the heroes of what? Passive-aggressively insulting me every time? There's a problem? Somebody will literally delete the servers, and he is like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We got you, we got you. Yeah, come here, let me cradle you. We'll take care of you. Don't worry, baby boy. Don't worry. Let me kiss your boo-boos. I'm like, yo, D, please, I'm so sorry. I bought the Lotus skin by mistake because I was trying to gift it to somebody, but I didn't realize you couldn't. I thought the buy tab, when you click on the... I literally explained in detail that if you click on somebody's profile and they have a wish list, I'm under the assumption that I'm buying directly to their wish list, you know? I don't need to press on the present box. That's simple logic. Why would I click on somebody's profile, go into their wish list, and then buy the item for myself? That doesn't make any sense. But God forbid D implements 2 instances of proper UI design. With that being said, it's like, well, never make that mistake again. All platinum purchases are final. And I'm like, okay, you don't need to insult me passive-aggressively like this, man. Maybe I should say how shitty your UI is next time, huh? It's your fault. You should have known. How should I have known as a normie, as a normal human being who's living life, who has to pay taxes, who has to take care of his stuff, you know, I have a life to deal with. How would I guess your UI is this stupid? It's not the normie's responsibility to know how bad your UI is, D. Your UI is atrocious for gifting people stuff. Why does the UI, when you click on somebody's profile and go to their wish list, not simply buy the item for them through their wish list directly? That's how normal sites are. Now, I don't know what D does in their spare time. I don't even think they make a game. Wow, I'm out for blood. Sorry, that Zendesk message really pissed me off, honestly. But how did we even get here, honestly? I don't know. I literally have no idea how I got to this argument here. How did I get to this argument? Man, I'm special, haven't I? My parents were right. Okay, listen. Simps out there will know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? If somebody's a simp, congratulations, for the first time ever, you are actually a functional human being, because you know exactly what I'm saying. When your favorite e-streamer, who whispers your name when you donate money, is like, hey guys, buy all this stuff from Amazon for me, you know, gift me stuff. When you click on their link to their account and you buy the item, you buy the item directly through their link for them, right? You don't buy it for yourself unless you want to buy it for yourself through the, not the link itself, but you know, like you just go normally to the page. That makes sense. That is how normal people function. We're normal. We use common sense. However, apparently, according to D and the Zendesk, I made the biggest sin in the world of clicking on somebody's profile and just wanting to buy the Lotus skin for them, and there's like, yeah, no, apparently if you click buy, you're buying for yourself. Why would I buy it for myself when I'm going through their profile to the link? Because they don't have a link system set up. You're just essentially going to the page. But also, they don't insert the name automatically. So if somebody called Raphael Big Dick Johnson 69 with like, you know, capitalizations randomly here and there, it's gonna take me a while to type that, especially if you're on console. So why is this even a thing? You don't even auto-type in the name that I was last on through the profile system. What a stupid idea, man. And then you're like, hey, I just made an accident, man, sorry. And they're like, never do that again. All platinum purchases are final. And I'm like, dude, you guys will literally give cookies and milk to random people that like delete your servers. And for me, it's like, yeah, backhanded comments. Like, what did I do to you? How is it my fault if your wife is impressed with me? Playing games like this, man, it just, honestly, maybe the guy was having a bad day. Okay, don't be like, all platinum purchases are final, shut the fuck up. Half of your platinum is free in the game, in circulation. What are you guys talking about? Also, if it is, in fact, it's even worse. If I actually bought the thing with actual money platinum, it's even worse then. You guys are denying me a basic service. Did you ever think about that? You guys are actively denying me a basic service? Not refunding, but I made a mistake. Like I swear D functions as a dollar store in Canada, where like no refunds. After you buy something for $10, no refunds. Only relics, huh? I mean, dude, even in the 80s when people had no rights, they still had rights of refunding something. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why am I getting the shit bin kicked in? I literally, as delicately as possible, to the working class, to the working person, explained what happened with the profile system. As delicately as I could, without insulting anything. And they're like, all platinum purchases are final. I'm like, okay, have a good day. Stick that entire chair up your ass, man. And like they took so long. Like after one paragraph is when they tell me, okay, the platinum was refunded. After, you know, it's like one of those teachers, you know, like your chemistry teacher. The chemistry teacher, very specific. It's like when, you know, they really get in there, you just something happens and they're like, no, but they like wash you out completely. They complain for 2 paragraphs just to tell you, yeah, don't ever do that again. And I'm like, dude, I will literally do that again because you told me no. And whose fault is it now, huh?
You're making waves, dreamers. I can feel it.
I just petted my asshole, man. That's all I did. What am I making waves with? If I made waves with my ass. Are people dancing with nunchucks up their asses? Yep, I already see. Oh no, there's a vault. All the strippers in here. Happy to serve the Mao. Just embers and already a Valkyrie preparing for the future. Just remember one thing. Okay, all these people are playing Ember. If we calculate right now, okay, let's calculate something. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 7? Oh, 8. There is 8. Okay, there's 8. 8. There's a limbo here. 9. Okay, 9. Okay. So at any given time... Oh, sorry, there's 10. I missed one. There's 10. Okay. So, remember, currently in Warframe, the statistics show that there is less than, like, 59 people playing Ember. Literally 10 of them are just in relays on average. And this is when I got access to a relay finally. Other times, you know, the relay is always full, whatever. And there's also Fortuna sometimes. So that's, let's say, average, maybe 20. On average, there's 20 embers, okay? There's 20 embers just sitting around doing this the entire day, stripping. Out of the maybe 50 50 embers, 20 of them on a daily basis are just stripping. Literally, out of the 50,000 players playing Warframe, I think I'm literally the only one actually playing Ember. I think I'm the only one. You can just see people leveling up Ember and never see them play Ember again. Spark plugs. Yeah, something else is getting plugged. And remember, Valkyrie is lower than this. I love playing off-meta stuff just to piss off people from existing. Where's it? No, worm, my wormy. Okay, my worm is there.